Ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Knight, and welcome to another Rise of the Witch King commentary. This commentary is actually on patch 2.01, the last official EA patch. And this is a 2 versus 2 game on the map called Stonewain Valley. It's also a 4K start. As you can see, there's actually quite a few resources in play here right at the start of the game. Now, our 4 players, okay, so we've got Mitz as men, we've got Cassio as goblins, and then on the other side we have Karma as Angmar, and we have Dreadreaper as Isengard. Dreadreaper has already gotten Lurtz, that's his first hero. Of course, in a 4K start, it's pretty normal to get a hero right off the bat. We have Hualdar here from the Angmar player, and who do we have here? Gorkil the Goblin King was the first choice for goblins, and we have Aragorn as the first choice for men. So 4K games are definitely very interesting because of the different way in which they are played. And of course, this is the official 2.01 patch, so we will definitely see a little bit different kind of gameplay than what we've seen in my previous 2.02 casts. And we also have Morgomir out. Looks like both Hualdar and Morgomir were brought in. That's about 2,700 resources worth of heroes, so that's definitely a big hero investment right there. Now, Morgomir is definitely a better hero throughout the game. Hualdar is more useful early game because of the fact that he works really well with hillmen. He can summon hillmen and actually give them leadership. And we have a Thrall Master, we have Axe Throwers. What's over here? Somebody's killing. Yeah, we have Lurch, he just killed a troll, so the heroes are leveling up here. Now, the key features of Stonewain, as you can see, obviously it really limits the pathways you can actually take to the enemy bases, which is a very interesting kind of design. But the key buildings, we've got 2 outposts here at the sides, in the middle. And in the very middle, we have a signal fire, so it'll be interesting to see if any players go after those. Right now, we haven't really seen any battles between the players. So far, it looks like they're just preparing their armies. I wonder what he's gonna summon. Still Axe Throwers. That's it's interesting because there are no swordsmen, no pikemen to actually protect those Axe Throwers. And the goblins are going for the central signal fire already. This Fire Drake lair is being destroyed by men. They might go for that outpost next. Aragorn leveled up, level 3, and Boromir is already level 3. And this outpost is still being ignored. And let's see. We finally have a battle. Isengard has joined the fray. Aragorn uses his Blade Master ability. That makes him a lot stronger. You can see here, he gains plus 100% damage and plus 100% armor. So he's definitely a lot more potent. And Boromir uses his horn. Aragorn was actually in trouble there for a second. He had to actually use heal. Let's actually take a look at the powers. So Goblins right now who has no cash left, but he's got the Cave Bats ability. Isengard has almost no cash left as well, and he's got War Chant. Fell Wind for Angmar, again, no cash left. And Heal for men. So I guess that he chose that as his first power to actually save Aragorn. And he's got a little bit of money, maybe he's saving up for something. Now, of course, you'd think, if you have no money, that's a bad thing, but of course you don't want to cash float in the game. You want to be spending your resources all the time, unless you're saving for something really expensive, in which case, you should only cash float up to that point. So definitely a mark of a good player is a player who can constantly spend resources and keep up the spam of units. Now, Isengard's moving down here. We're just going to join this little battle here. We've got Goblins versus Angmar. Morgomir is trying to take the signal fire. And he's going to succeed. I don't think anybody can kill him fast enough. It looks like he was pushed aside, but he's still capturing that signal fire. And somebody's being chased. It was just a lone goblin. Okay. I thought he was a hero. It was kind of weird to see everybody chasing him like that. Let's see here. We've got a total of 4 goblin caves on this side, so we're going to see quite a lot of goblins. And we've got, man has 2 archery ranges and 1 barracks. That's interesting. So he's definitely going to spam a lot of archers. I wonder if he's planning to coordinate with his goblin ally to actually have, goblin warriors at the forefront and archers at the back or something, like Men of the West archers. And Isengard's moving up here. This outpost was actually destroyed which is a good move by the opposing team to prevent Isengard from actually getting a huge boost to his economy. And this outpost still ignored, this Fire Drake layer untouched. We have the Angmar player expanding here, and we have a fight going on. There's lots of goblins trying to stop these axe throwers. It's kind of strange to see just a spam of axe throwers here. There are no pikemen whatsoever. If one of these players had gone for cavalry, they could have been a big problem for Angmar, though of course Angmar is very versatile, and as you can see here, he just got Rudar Spearmen. So those Thrall Masters can summon pretty much any kind of unit. It's a very powerful thing. Lurch is level 4, he used his Carnage ability, but he had to retreat because he was just outnumbered. And it looks like Angmar's kind of making some headway, but then more goblins are on their way, so he's not really gonna get up here. There's just lots of goblin archers. And he's retreating. He's got Hwaldar giving leadership to his troops, but there just aren't enough of them. Over here we see quite a lot of Isengard forces, and men have arrived. They're going to destroy this furnace. And now, it'll be interesting to see who wins. We have Ithilien Rangers on the field. So we're seeing, obviously Ithilien Rangers are much better than the Gondor Archers. And Boromir has been pinned. Oh no. This is going to be like the movies? Well, hopefully not. That was a pretty sad scene. I think he's going to survive this unless they really decide to target him specifically right now. And it looks like Athelas was used to preserve him. Boromir, of course, is very valuable. He's got the Horn of Gondor, which is just charged. I wonder if the men player noticed this. He really should use it. He hasn't used it. So, of course, the Horn of Gondor stuns nearby units. He can use it to force Isengard's army. Like, right now, it looks like they want to retreat. If he stunned them with the Horn of Gondor, he could murder them. But he decided not to do that this time. And we have goblins who actually made it to the center. Again, still fighting Angmar. But Angmar controls the signal fire. And we have Wolf Riders going after the goblins. But there's just too many goblins here. The Wolf Riders are not numerous enough to really take them on. If you're going to trample goblins, you're going to need a lot of cavalry, not just one unit, especially not Wolf Riders who are not that strong to begin with. Here we have Hwaldar level 4. I don't know why he's in aggressive stance all of a sudden. I am noticing this a lot, players just using aggressive stance liberally without really caring about the outcome. I mean, right now Hwaldar is not really, where's he? He's not even attacking anything. Okay, now he's back in battle stance. But of course, aggressive stance lowers his armor, and we have was that long shot or arrow volley? Let me see. Yes, it was arrow volley. And Aragorn is pinned, but Isengard can't do anything about him. Goblins have made it, almost made it to the Angmar base, but it looks like they decided to take a step back. We have Gorkil, who's riding a scorpion. He's already level 7. And Eomer's on the field. There are no cavalry from the Men of the West player from what I've seen, so this is kind of strange. I mean, of course, Horse Lord only works on cavalry. So it's, I mean, you can use him for outlaw resources to get a slightly better economy. But it's really not that useful without supporting cavalry. Let me just see. What's his health in 2.01? 2,400. Yeah, so he's definitely pretty fragile as well. You don't want him by himself, but he has an army here to support him. Angmar's retreating. There's just too many goblins. He can't outspam him right now. Let's see how many buildings he has. He's got actually 3 halls of the King's Men here. We've got an Urk pit up here from Isengard. So that's what we have. Is there anything back here? Just a bunch of furnaces. We have a Clan Steading. Let me just check. I always get the name wrong for this one. Yeah, Clan Steading. I always confuse it with Tavern for some reason. I think, is that from Battle for Middle-earth 2? I'm not sure. We've got another Urk pit as well. And yeah, there's just tons of furnaces everywhere. And here we just see this battle progressing. Morgomir actually leveled up, and we have Wildmen summoned on top of Angmar. This is bad news for Angmar. Yeah, right now, the Angmar player has just been getting pushed back. Again, he's dealing with 4 caves. It's not very easy. He's got 3 Halls of the King's Men. And up here, Men has managed to stick here in the center near this outpost. Elmer is actually level 3 now. Boromir has retreated a bit. He's also used his Captain of Gondor ability to give units experience. I think I saw that earlier. And Azog is on the field. He's about to level up. But not yet, apparently. Angmar is taking the signal fire, which he controlled previously, but I guess goblins probably took it back when they got control over this part of the map. But now Angmar once again pushed the goblin player back, unless goblins decides to attack again. It looks like he's moving south. Now, it would be interesting to see the tunnel network being used a bit more. Like if somebody got a builder, I mean, this Fire Drake layer is kind of in the way, but if goblins took out this Fire Drake layer and then kind of took a builder down here, he could try to sneak a tunnel into somewhere on this side of the base, and if it goes unnoticed, he could actually surprise Angmar with a pretty big army of goblins just showing up all at once. We have Karsh on the field. Excellent. So Karsh, of course, has the Chill Soul ability, which is an amazing ability, to be honest. It's a really cool ability, especially against weaker units like goblins, because it actually damages all nearby enemy units and slows them down, so it's harder for them to escape. And at higher levels, you can just kill those goblins like a knife just slicing through butter. He's going to be very potent. Look at him. You can see the health here decreasing. Right now, it's kind of slow the way it decreases, but as he levels up, he gets more powerful. Somebody was, I think, was that the Morgul Blade used on Azog? And Karsh is, I don't know why he's in aggressive stance. Now he's in defensive stance. Men is retreating up here. Isengard is coming with a pretty big army. And Morgomir is in trouble. He's on low health right now. The goblins are really using their archers effectively here. Gorkill's level 9. He's placed his skull totem here, which will definitely help his units. Morgomir and Karsh are moving forward. Morgomir is on low health, though. He's going to die. Yep, he's dead. And Goblins just got a ton of resources from that. Let's look at the powers again. So Goblins has Tainted Land, Cave Bats, and Summon Wildmen. Dread Reaper, who's Isengard, has Industry, which is definitely very powerful in terms of boosting your economy. We have Drakes that were used here. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely bad news for Angmar right now. Drakes are definitely very powerful. So, yeah, like I said, Industry, we have Krebine, and we have Warchant. We have Summon Orcs and Fell Wind from Angmar. And from Men, again, we have Arrow, Volley, and Heal. And he's about to get his 15-point power. Unless he decides to get a cheaper power instead. And wow, those Drakes are just killing everybody. Oh. We have the Watcher, who's a... Wow. He got brought down really fast by those Rangers. But he still did his damage. Let's take a look here. Angmar is replenishing his forces. He's going to be attacking again. Goblins has actually moved up here. If Angmar goes for it right now, it's going to be a problem from Goblins. Goblins is not in a position to counter that right now. He's actually up to 5 caves, and he's building mountain giants. He's got a level 3 fissure already. And again, Men has... I don't think he's gotten any cavalry. Even though... Well... Cavalry could have been useful, I guess, but then again, Isengard and Angmar have both been getting pikes recently. And where's he going? Oh, it looks like Goblins actually has this outpost now. But he might actually... He's capturing it. Yep, Angmar is capturing the outpost. We have Cloudbreak. That was the power chosen by Men, and it's used to stun the enemies. And you can see here, they're really vulnerable right now. Aragorn again is pinned. But I don't think he's really in danger. Let's see here. Oh, what's this? I think that was probably long shot, but it was not used effectively in this case. Looks like the Drake was killed. Angmar controls this outpost. Who controls this one? So this outpost is rebuilt, and it's Isengard. So the eastern seam controls both outposts, and this army just got crushed by that arrow volley. Assuming it was arrow volley and not long shot. I always get them confused. Yeah, it was arrow volley. And, oh, we have Gundabad orcs summoned on top of these rangers. They're in big trouble. This outpost is actually about to go down again. But definitely, right now, the East team controls the... Well, they used to control the outpost. Looks like the goblins are taking their outpost back. And they're taking their signal fire back as well. You definitely do not want the enemy team controlling the outposts. I think that was freezing rain that was used. Yes, so Angmar has used freezing rain. I'm just taking a look at my FPS counter now to see if it's affected. Looks like it's okay. I know some people have been complaining about freezing rain really messing them up with in terms of lag. Yeah, so you can see here, Gorkil is really effective at level 10 using his Summon Drake's ability. Or Call from the Deep, rather. That's what it's called. And yeah, these are very dangerous. We have Rogash on the field, and he can actually knock down the Drakes. Definitely very useful. He's going to want to do that. Because the Drakes are going to burn everything in their path. Otherwise, we have the Giants attacking the Angmar Fortress. So, as long as Goblins can actually prevent Angmar from reaching those Giants, it's going to be a pretty disastrous situation. But it looks like Isengard has a large army here. There's lots of archers. I think Elmer's dying by the sounds of him saying that he's wounded. But it looks like heal was used. And, let's see. Oh, and that was Boromir's Horn of Gondor. Used effectively here, and okay. So we have long shot used to actually weaken these archers here. Looks like Lurch is being targeted specifically. He's going to have to retreat. His health is mostly gone. And it looks like this giant's retreated. Were there two giants? And it looks like somebody died. Was that Azog? I think that was Azog. So this giant's still trying to attack things. But ultimately, this fortress survived. So not a lot of damage was actually done. And Isengard just has a massive army. So many crossbows. It's just incredible. Again, like this is a situation that's screaming for the use of cavalry. These pikes are just like one unit of pikes, and there's so many archers. You should be spamming cavalry as men. I mean, you've got the best cavalry in the game. Right, this is definitely a good opportunity to use them. You could even get some Knights of Dol Amroth eventually and sneak up and take down some fortresses, especially in 2.01 where they're really powerful. And Aragorn in big trouble. He uses his Elendil, but he's going to die, and he just gave 675 resources to his opponent. Ouch, that is definitely a nasty situation to be in. Yeah, this is just a massive archer spam at this point. I mean, really, this is screaming for cavalry. Where are the cavalry? I don't see any cavalry in this game. I just see goblins being spammed. I've seen some mountain giants. And, you know, Men is also here. He's pretty much spamming archers because he's got 2 archery ranges, and we've seen a lot of rangers. And here again, we're just seeing huge numbers of crossbows. This outpost is being rebuilt. And here, this outpost is still goblin controlled. Somebody should try to take out this fire drake lair, I guess, but it's useful to have it in case, like right now, Angmar is going to want the outpost, but he's going to have to deal with a drake lair before he can do that. He can buy the goblin player time, but he's definitely got enough fortress to actually destroy them all. And Isengard, rather, is coming with a huge army, and it looks like goblins are trying to react to stop this. Men are going the other way for some reason. And drakes were summoned again. We finally see some half-troll marauders. Of course, they might be more effective against the drakes than just goblins. And it looks like... or rather, what am I saying? The half-trolls are on the same side as the drakes, of course. I was thinking for some reason like there were 2 goblin players. Okay, so Isengard's retreating. There's just lots of mountain giants in use right now. Karsh is level 4. If he hits level 10, he's going to be so potent. He's just going to murder every goblin near him. We have a level 5 axe thrower horde. But they're going to die now, unfortunately. It's always fun to see level 5 units, especially when they're weaker units. And we have orcs summoned on top of these guys. And, oh, did Rogash just get murdered by Aragorn? He did. Again, that Blade Master ability, very powerful. So, yeah, definitely Rogash is a massive threat. And Karsh is dead by the looks of it. Yeah, so we're seeing several heroes dying here. And something... Yeah, Watcher got summoned here on top of Isengard. Oh, wow. That is a devastating blow to Isengard right now. Huge amount of damage was done. He still controls that outpost. Angmar controls this outpost. So again, the team on the right is actually controlling everything. I think he's got his armor upgrade here, Angmar, for his fortress. It's probably a good idea to get some fortress upgrades. Since each player is being attacked so much. And we see here, Goblins is cash floating quite a bit. I wonder what he's saving up for. Unless he just forgot to spend his resources in this case. Of course, he's got the Scavenger ability. That's why you keep seeing all these numbers showing up every time he kills anything. Isengard, let's see. Yeah, I'm just taking a look at his PowerPoint situation. He's just gotten the Fuel the Fires ability, and something was used on these archers, on these rangers. I think that was long shot, or arrow volley, actually. Was it arrow volley? Oh, and we have the Shade of the Wolf. I just saw that. Okay, you know what? I'm going to switch to this. I'm going to wait for the wolf to be summoned and just stick to this player.
We are the elite.
Let's see. Angmar has to retreat. They just have no hope right now. We have Wormtongue, who's on the field. And it looks like goblins control this outpost now. This outpost is still Angmar down here. And it looks like Isengard's taking it back. Now here, this Fire Drake lair is still alive. And wow, somebody lost a builder. Was that Angmar? Looks like the same color. And it sounds like Karsh is back. It's one of the nice things about focusing on one particular player. You hear every time a unit is summoned. So, as you can see here, they're not actually... He's not actually destroying the lair. He's just kind of bringing it down to rubble to buy himself time. Okay, I guess he is destroying it. So, part of the advantage of keeping the lair is that it forces the opposing player to have to contend with the drakes before dealing with the outpost. So, the drake actually protects the outpost, because the drake is not going to attack the outpost. It's only going to attack any units that come close. But it looks like in this case, he just decided he just wanted to finish it off. So now there are no more drakes. This signal fire in the center, Isengard controlled, but still destroyed. And it looks here... It looks here that we've got... What are these? Summoned Wildmen? Yes. So... They're definitely going for the attack right now. We've got Spiderlings, again, summoned. And this was... Oh, that was the industry-affected furnace right there. So that was giving the Isengard player a huge boost. We have a Berserker here. Of course, they're very capable of killing units. And here we have Angmar, who tried to go in for an attack by the looks of it, but just decided against it. We still have the Shade of the Wolf. It could have been summoned on top of this army here and killed quite a few of them. I mean, combining this attack force with the Shade of the Wolf could be very powerful, but it looks like... And it looks like Isengard's moving in for the attack as well. This would be a good time to move in.
I build from stone and iron.
And we're still relying on, I'm seeing here, lots of Rudar Spearmen. And it sounds like the Watcher in play again. And again, he just does a lot of damage, and he just ate that half-troll. Right, so this is actually an Isengard Watcher. And menus Cloudbreak again. Boromir is up here. Karsh is not level 8 yet, so he can't just murder... you can't just murder him. It looks like Qualdar's dying. And Karsh is dying as well. Men heroes have to retreat, but they're getting backed up by these rangers. Drakes again summoned. Gorkil is just a beast now. He can just keep summoning drakes and murder enemy armies. Lurch using his carnage. Wormtongue is down. He's dead. Goblins is getting so many resources from these kills. And here again, Is Angmar gonna make an attack? It's not really, can't really tell. So it would have been interesting if he coordinated his attack with Isengard, because Isengard was attacking up here, and if Angmar went down here at the same time, goblins would have been overwhelmed, especially with the Shade of the Wolf being used. But that did not happen. It looks like he's gonna attack from down here instead. Is goblins aware of this? He must have seen the units by now. Yeah, they're coming in. Now would be a good time to summon the wolf. Or he's going to summon... There we go. The Shade of the Wolf is on the field. And that was a good use. That just murdered most of those rangers right there. And now the wolf can go in for the attack. He's going to use his Call the Pack ability. And unfortunately, I really wish the Shade of the Wolf was stronger. I mean, compared to the Balrog, he's so weak. But it is what it is. He's still very potent, though, and he can do quite a lot of damage, but he's very weak against fire, so he's going to have to watch out for those rangers. It's going to take quite a few shots to actually destroy anything, though. But really, his main benefit so far was actually killing that army. And it looks like he's eating one of these units to actually heal himself. That's the thing about him. He can die pretty fast, but he can do that. And he just used his Dark Lord's Lament, which actually stuns enemy units. So it bought himself some time. So he's used all three abilities so far. Devour, of course, actually heals him by eating another unit. Something was used. What was that? Oh, was that the Angmar? Yes, that was the Witch King Sanctum upgrade for the fortress, and it actually threw an ice ball in this direction. Rogash leaped. The wolf is dead. It sounds like Karsh is dying. He's dead. Aragorn's just murdering everything, but he's about to go down as well. He's down. Morgomir is level 9. At level 10, he gets his rune ability, which is very powerful against buildings. And Isengard is trying to do more damage here. And it sounded like a dragon. Where is the dragon? Is it over here? No, it's the... Oh, no, it wasn't the dragon. It was the Balrog. And he was summoned right over here. I think this is Snowbind. Yes, it's Snowbind. The Balrog is trying to destroy as much as he can to slow down the Angmar player. Right now, it does look like goblins survived. Well, of course, the Balrog is much more powerful than the Shade of the Wolf. He's capable of doing a lot more. Look at that one-hit kill. Like, he's just way stronger, considering he's also a 25-point power. Sometimes I wonder if the Shade of the Wolf just shouldn't be stronger. Of course, this is 2.01. Sounds like Morgomir's dying over there. Let me actually switch to goblins. Okay, the builder's down, and look at that. Look how powerful that ability is. I mean, he took down 2 production buildings. This one's going to go down as well in just one shot. The Balrog is about to die, though, but he did a lot of damage. He took down a number of production buildings. I think all Angmar has left now is one Hall of the King's Men. And here, Angmar is still present, but he can't really do a whole lot. Goblins is down to 1 cave here. But he can rebuild those pretty quickly. Who's this? This is Boromir and Aragorn. It looks like they came back. I guess they were killed. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of powers in play. I'm just quickly checking to see if there's a... Wow, really? 6,000 resources? What on earth is Angmar saving for? This? Well, there's no real justification for this. It looks like he just spent a bunch of resources. I don't know if he gave them to his ally, or he's getting... he seems to be getting a lot of resources. Like somebody's actually... His ally is actually giving him resources. That's what it looks like. Maybe to rebuild his base. But yeah, he's just got 7,500 resources. He needs to spend that on something. He needs to... Like, look at this. Right now, Isengard, we're seeing tons of units, but Angmar is doesn't have a whole lot left. And now is the time to really rebuild his army and keep putting the pressure on goblins. Sounds like Morgomir's back. And Men almost has his 25-point power. Maybe we'll stick on the Men player for a bit to see what he does. And Saruman's on the field level 2. So he's got his fireball, which is always a fun ability to use. He's actually used it. I missed it, unfortunately. Yeah, so he's just kind of killing enemies here. We have Isengard just massing a massive army. Well, that sounded weird, massing a massive army. And we have Rogash, who's again level 4. Of course, he's used his leap in the past, so he had to be level 4. I don't know why he's just casually standing in aggressive stance. Again, never leave your heroes in aggressive stance unless you have a really good reason for them to actually be in aggressive stance. Because if Rogash was suddenly attacked and Angmar just wasn't paying attention, he could die a lot faster. Boromir uses his horn, but he took a lot of damage. These berserkers are still butchering him. And he wants to retreat now. Almost 25 points. Almost. Is Aragorn pinned? It looks like it. Saruman showed up. What's he going to do? Wizard Blast. He's going to die, though, if he doesn't get out of here right now. Oh, this is bad. This is bad for Saruman. Oh, and the Army of the Dead was summoned right on top of him. Or almost right on top of him, but it looks like he's being chased. There we go. That's the 25-point power that we were waiting for. They're still... So you can see here they're actually taking a lot of damage from Karsh right now, the Army of the Dead. That's another reason for having a high-level Karsh. He's level 6 now. And they're doing quite a bit of damage. It looks like Aragorn so far is tanking pretty well. Morgomir's getting murdered here. There we go. Aragorn's now basically safe. Boromir's still under attack, but not for long. So the Army of the Dead is trying to do as much damage as possible. It's only on the field for a very short time. But they are weak against magic damage and I think hero damage as well. But for the most part, like, other than that, they're not very easy to stop. And I think that was the Drake summon again when you see Gorkil move forward to do that. We have lots of Ballistae here. Probably to counter these guys. And all of a sudden, it's Angmar who's on the defense. But there just isn't... There aren't a lot of units here. Goblins does have a number of giants, including a level 5 giant. But they're not very well protected. Those Drakes are definitely keeping Isengard distracted, though. We have Darkness, which was just used by Goblins. And, what? I guess that was Aragorn's ability. He must be level 10. Because that's, once again, we're seeing the Army of the Dead, or I think it's called Oathbreaker's, actually, his ability. I'm trying to find where he is. Aragorn's somewhere around here, because it got summoned in this area. I can't even see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so he's level 10, so he's very potent now that he can summon the Army of the Dead every so often. And finally, we see the mountain giants attacking this fortress. Rogash is trying to fight back. And the Watcher. Who used that one? Of course, 2 players have access to the ability. It's not Goblins, but well, he can use it at any time. It's Isengard who used it. So this is an attempt to kind of delay those giants. It looks like the siege works is down. We have 2 Halls of the King's Men here, but just the fortress. Although the Witch King's Sanctum's Winter's Wrath ability, that's what it's called, Winter's Wrath, okay. That ability is ready, which can be used at any time. And of course, again, I don't know if... Let me see. Yeah, and Goblin still has his Watcher as well that he can use. And this giant's almost dead. He's dead. There we go. Did a little bit of damage to the fortress, but not enough. Azog is going up against Morgomir. Morgomir used his ability. His Morgul Blade, but now he's retreating. Still level 9. He does have Dark Glory. If he had some units with him, he could actually use it to buff them a bit. At a level 10, he's going to get Ruin, which is very useful. And he's got the Witch King on the field, who's level 2, but he's on low health already. The Rogash is level 6. They're doing a lot of damage together. Witch King is level 3 now. And yeah, it looks like... oh, okay. So, Man is trying to rebuild his archery ranges and his barracks here. And yeah, so not a lot going on there, but Isengard looks like the player's moving this way north. Maybe he's going to try to attack from the north side. His outpost is rebuilt. Angmar's outpost is destroyed. And we have a random white, and I think that was finally Goblins using his Watcher to great effect, doing tons of damage. Tons of damage. Although most of the army, it actually managed to retreat, and the Watcher is going to go down, so maybe not as much damage as it could have been done. But still, it was helpful. Now, looks like Karsh is back, level 9. He does have his Whisper of Death. Definitely going to be useful against Boromir or some other annoying hero, maybe Aragorn as well. Or Gorkil, because he summons Drakes. Yeah, definitely the Western team has just been using heroes very effectively, making a huge difference. Gorkil's a pretty cheap hero, but once he levels up, he's really dangerous. The Witch King is on a horse. And it looks like Isengard is moving in towards the center of the map. Goblins, meanwhile, is taking Isengard's outpost, and he just succeeded. What was that? Somebody try to build something? Where's the builder? I don't see anything. Okay, so Man is trying to fight back. I don't see the point of that. He did stun the units, and he's using arrow volley by the looks of it on these rangers, and they're all dead. That was very powerful, and it looks like Bombadil was summoned on top of this. Now he needs to use his power right now. His Sonic Song before this... Oh, too late. I think Karsh just died again. He could have used his Sonic Song while they were stunned. It looks like the Army of the Dead. Is this the big Army of the Dead or the small one? I don't think it's the big one. Yeah, it's just Aragorn's level 10. Still very dangerous though. Waldar's dead. Gandalf is on the field, just barely on the field because he's just only got a tiny amount of experience. But he has this Wizard Blast ability, level 1, and that's it. And again, we see a push by goblins. It's just not going to be enough right now. The Army of the Dead, though, they're showing up. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. The Balrog! Goblin summons the Balrog. Oh, wow. That was nice. That was nice. Nice summon right there. Okay, let's see what the Balrog can actually do. I'm just going to quickly see what's going on over there. Okay, nothing. I'm going to focus a bit on the Balrog because it's the Balrog. Come on. And we have a Summon Dragon. Yes, I like it when you see multiple 25-point powers. And that was Snowbind used just in time. Just in time to protect those buildings. Now everybody's trying to kill this Balrog. And wow, Lurtz got sent flying. Balrog is losing tons of health. And there's ice arrows. Dark Rangers with ice arrows. They're going to kill him. And yeah, they did. So the Balrog ultimately did not do a lot of damage to buildings. But where is... I wonder where that... Okay, I don't know where the dragon's actually going. So, yeah, we have the dragon and the Balrog from the Goblin player. That's pretty awesome. Isengard does have Dragon Strike, which I actually missed. I didn't see that getting used. Angmar has the Shade of the Wolf. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. You have Avalanche as well. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I do feel like Angmar's powers are a bit underpowered in 2.01. I mean, there's a power called Blight, which is practically useless in 2.01. It's much more potent in 2.02. And the Fortress took quite a lot of damage. Looks like these Rangers have been stopped by Fell Wind, and Angmar is just going after them. It would be interesting to see the Shade of the Wolf and the Avalanche being combined right now. Hopefully he won't have to use them on an attacking army and can actually focus on the enemy base. The Worm is in play, doing lots of damage. Grogash is dying somewhere. Aragorn is pinned. Morgomir is getting murdered by Aragorn. I think Karsh is dying as well. 22 powers, 22 points again for Angmar, but Angmar already has both 25-point powers. I don't know what he's missing now. Well, he's missing a couple lower level powers, of course, but he's got his most powerful ones. And is that Summon Giants that was brought in? So yeah, he's got Summon Giants, he's got Avalanche, he's got the Shade of the Wolf. He can do a huge amount of damage to the Goblin base if he manages to get an army over there as well. He can't just use the powers by themselves. Isengard just has lots of Ballista going after these giants. Saruman, level 4. temporarily temporarily able to gain control over enemy units. It looks like he just used that. And we have the wolf. There we go. And it's on the play. Okay, I wonder what he's going to do. He's going to go after this burrows, or spider holes expansion, rather. Okay, and it looks like that was the summon giants. But pikemen are heading after them. We have the dragon strike ability that was used. Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage. We still have not seen avalanche used. I'm just waiting for that to happen. That can also do a lot of damage. These giants are being killed. Angmar showing up with an army. This could change the course of the game. We have the Watcher. Who used the Watcher? Dread Reaper. That's Isengard. And there we go. Avalanche. There we go. That was a nice combination. We have Summon Whites, which is available as well. Rebuild was used by the Men of the West player. Of course, only the Men of the West player actually has that ability in this particular game. It's only a good faction power. The Fortress is going to... It sounds like the Witch King has returned. And now they're all desperately trying to bring down this fortress. If they manage to do it, it's really going to be bad news for goblins. He doesn't have a whole lot left. He's got a number of fissures. I don't know if this was the remains of a cave, but he doesn't have any more caves. The Whites are on the field. Boromir is trying to stop this. The Army of the Dead was summoned again. Shade of the Wolf is dead. Witch King showed up. Karsh is dying somewhere. Oh, it sounds like he died. And there we go. The fortress is down. The fortress is down. The goblin fortress is down. This is a bad situation for goblins right now. Let's see what powers he has. Well, yeah, he had... Look how many powers he had. But of course now he can't use any of them because his fortress is down. So this is one of the best reasons to take down the fortress. Because you can't use your powers anymore once you've lost your fortress. So this, I mean, look, he can't use the Balrog, he can't use the Dragon, he can't use the Watcher, the Worm. All these destructive abilities no longer available until he rebuilds. So right now, it definitely, things are definitely looking good for the Eastern player. Men has Army of the Dead almost ready. Looks like the Palantir ability was used by Isengard to check out the Goblin base to see how fast it's rebuilding. We see a cave being rebuilt. So we definitely have a builder, at least one. Let's actually check how many resources he has. So Men has almost no resources. Goblins has almost enough resources for his fortress. He's going to be saving for that. And it looks like Isengard's not going to let up. Dread Reaper summoned a dragon. He's not going to let him rebuild now. And there we go. Gandalf using his lightning sword ability to weaken the dragon. The dragon's going to die very fast. It was a nice attempt by Dread Reaper to try to prevent goblins from rebuilding, but it just wasn't enough. It does look like he's also summoned some orcs. And I hear the Army of the Dead. The Army of the Dead is being used against Isengard. So they're trying to quickly form a comeback to finish off goblins. But he's resisting pretty well along with the Men of the West player. We have two ruins right now, two pieces of rubble. That seems to be all that's left of goblins. I mean, of course, he's got tunnels for his economy, but he doesn't seem to have... Oh, he does have some buildings back here. Okay, so that was a good move, kind of pushing back his production a little bit, because with the pressure on him up here, it would have been a bit risky to just try to rebuild there. Now, I see that he doesn't have any resources left. I wonder if this means he's rebuilding his fortress already. I just don't know where it's being rebuilt, if that is the case. I'm just trying to find it. That would be a good time to look for it. Oh, somebody lost a builder. Was that Angmar? Yeah, but definitely right now the Eastern team has the upper hand, and Goblins definitely needs to do a lot of work to catch up. Now, he does have an outpost, which is a big advantage. Angmar really should go and take out that outpost or capture it. Right now, Goblins can't do anything. He's not going to be able to hold that outpost right now. Now would be a good time for Isengard to make sure he has it instead. Here's where the fortress is being rebuilt. Almost done. So fairly close to, well, it's a bit further back than over here where it was actually first built. But here it's more defensible because it's closer to the Men base. And right now, the Drakes was summoned. Isengard's trying again to attack, but those Drakes are just pretty deadly. However, there's lots of pikes on the field as well. The Army of the Dead. This might be the big Army of the Dead. Maybe. And we have... That was, again, the Winter's Wrath ability from the Angmar Fortress. I guess this was the small Army of the Dead again. Oh yeah, the big Army of the Dead was summoned a little bit earlier, wasn't it? So we're going to see the small one a lot more frequently because it charges a lot faster. Of course, it's also less potent because there's fewer units in it. The Darkness ability in effect right now. It's really going to help. So of course, Goblins now because his fortress is up, he actually has all his powers available again. Still a while until he can summon the dragon and use the Balrog, though. Angmar still controlling this outpost, maybe not for long. Isengard just walked right past this outpost again, still under the control of Goblins. That's gonna have helped him rebuild his fortress. I see that a beacon was placed over here. Which one was Cassio again? Is that Goblins? Yes, and there we go. Was that that was the earthquake ability? So he probably told, yes, he told the men, he told Mitz, who's playing as men, to actually use earthquake and take down all those buildings. Definitely a useful move. And look how many ballistae are on the field. It's crazy. Isengard moving in again for the attack. As long as they keep up the pressure, if they do enough damage, the Goblin player is just not going to be able to recover. But so far, especially with the help of the Men of the West player, he's putting up a really strong fight. The Palantir ability in use there. I heard the Watcher. Must have been used by Goblins against the Isengard. Everybody's trying to kill him now. And he's going to go down in a second. There we go. And Isengard, again, preparing for an attack with a couple of Angmar troops. Actually, they were summoned hillmen, by the looks of it. Thanks to Hualdar, who's level 10. Rogash is now level 9. Karsh is level 10. Oh, this is fun. I like it when he's level 10. I'm pretty sure he was nerfed a bit in 2.02, so it's always fun seeing him in 2.01. Mountain Giants. Summoned Mountain Giants, that is. So Angmar has summoned those. Alright, Angmar buffs his units over there, and some attempt was made to damage those giants. I don't know why the arrow volley ability or long shot ability was used there instead of just a normal attack. Maybe they were too far away. This archery range is going to go down. And what do we have over here? So again, we have more troops coming in. As long as Angmar and Isengard keep up the pressure here, they can win this game. Men of the West player has a number of heroes still around. Level 10 Eomer, level 10 Boromir, level 10 Aragorn, of course. We've seen him use his Oathbreaker's ability a lot. Gandalf only level 3. Did somebody just die? A hero? Sounded like it. Oh, Gorkil's down. And Karsh is... Oh, he's down. Yeah. Lots of heroes dying in this battle. The Drake is trying to kill these summoned giants. Yeah, very dangerous. Look how much damage it did to those giants. And that's it. It looks like they survived another attack. Although there's a bunch of ballistae over here attacking this fissure. So there's probably going to be a big focus on finishing off Goblin since he's the weakest right now. I mean, aside from this fortress here, what does he even have? Obviously, this is about to go down. He's got another fissure. The Worm was summoned. Took down a couple of ballistae right there, and it looks like Boromir and the other heroes showed up to take down that one. Had he summoned spiderlings? Yes. Yeah, so it looks like at this point Isengard is just moving his army away from that worm. Oh, the Balrog is being summoned. Again, goblins. Goblins is just here to destroy everything. He's used his ignite ability. And now, destroying everything. Again, we see the dragon also summoned by goblins. He timed both of them together. The Balrog trying to do as much damage as possible. Isengard did try to move forward with his production buildings. I think those are summoned rangers. Right, so there's an attempt here by the Western players to use their powers to try to weaken the Eastern team so that they can actually get a chance to rebuild properly. And some rangers are moving up here as well. The Balrog is flying away. He's going to try to do a little bit more damage, but yeah, those troll stone throwers that are upgraded with their ice munitions, very potent. It just needs one more shot to kill this Balrog. But he managed to take down the Uruk pit. Army of the Dead. The small one that Aragorn has again. The Balrog is dead. So now the men of the West player are just trying to attack. I heard someone Rohirrim somewhere. I'm not sure where. Oh, there they are. So they were summoned down here to try to destroy Isengard economy. So that's the thing, when you're in this situation where you're losing the game, you actually want to counterattack. You can't just play defensively, otherwise the other team will just gain map control and basically destroy you. Because they'll get a stronger economy, they'll build their production buildings a bit forward and just keep up the spam against you, and eventually you lose. But here, by using powers to counterattack, the Western team actually is buying themselves some time. And we have a battering ram that was not very useful. Let's just take a look at the neutral building. So we have the signal fire destroyed. And we have destroyed outposts. And the goblins have an outpost that's actually still functional. Looks like orcs were summoned by Angmar. Gandalf is level 5. I know because he's Gandalf the White. Before even seeing which abilities he had and what level he is, you can just see by looking at him. So it looks like Lurtz is just taking a massive amount of damage. He did use his Carnage ability, which does give him armor. It doesn't just give him damage, so that actually helped him survive that. Now, if Gandalf manages to hit level 10, that would be amazing. But it'll take a lot of work to do that, and he looks like he's gonna die. Oh, he's in massive trouble. Yeah, he's dead. Ouch. Poor Gandalf. Hobbits, who also were killed. I guess they were summoned by the Men of the West player. The Rohirrim still trying to do as much damage as they can. Again, where were the cavalry in this game? I don't think anybody actually I don't think anybody built any cavalry whatsoever. We have a dragon summon. This would be Isengard. Looks like goblins noticed and placed a beacon to warn his ally. And it looks like the Dragon Strike ability was also used at the same time, doing a lot of damage. And wow, that's definitely powerful. So those pikemen were coming to actually counter this dragon, and it's just not enough. Have we seen any tower guards in this game? I'm just realizing this now. I've seen a lot of Rohan spearmen. I don't remember seeing any tower guards. Why are there no tower guards? I mean, you should not be using Rohan spearmen this late in the game. They're just going to get destroyed. And tower guards would have been more effective against this dragon. I also really haven't seen any upgrades other than fire arrows and ice arrows from at least from the Men of the West player. I hear the Watcher summoned somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where. There he is. Anyway, Goblin Fortress is a bit more reinforced now, so they have survived. I still don't really understand why the Men of the West player hasn't really made more effort to get things like upgrades. I mean, you can build a blacksmith back here, and it's pretty well protected. And again, it would have been useful to have tower guards. Certainly more useful against that dragon than Rohan spearmen. Saruman is level 5, almost level 6. He's using his fireball. And that was fun. I love that ability. It's really fun. Karsh is doing lots of damage, and yeah, that guy's down. Rogash is almost dead. Goblins trying to attack. Goblins has gotten some upgrades, along with Isengard as well, for that matter. Oh. So his units are pretty powerful. And Wormtongue has the backstab ability, but the Army of the Dead was summoned, and I think this was the big Army of the Dead. Let's just check. Yes. So, oh, and Saruman is dead. An expensive loss. Look at this. The Men of the West player has so many powers, he's actually gotten to his second column here. Let's just see the other powers as well. Okay, so those are the powers that Goblins has. I'm just going to quickly cycle through them. And again, Isengard also got to his second column. He's got that many powers on the field. You know it's a long game when that many powers are up. The Shade of the Wolf and Avalanche ready for Angmar. Angmar just basically, well, I guess he'll need to worry about rebuilding his army. He took a pretty heavy hit, but he still has a lot of heroes on the field. The Men of the West player are trying to keep up the advantage here. Showing up with a few more units. Again, why are these Rohan Spearmen? I don't know, but they are. I mean, you see the Goblin player here is using half trolls more than before. He's not just spamming Goblins because, of course, you need to have strong units later in the game, not just the weaker units you use at the beginning of the game. But yeah, here we're just... I don't know why Rohan Spearmen are on the field still. I think that was a summoned tower. A lone tower. By the Men of the West player. But it's going to get destroyed pretty quickly. These hill trolls are pretty strong against buildings. And it looks like giants. The Goblins brought giants in to attack this fortress. Angmar is more than capable of countering them. I don't know why they're by themselves. I don't know why these guys are back here instead of protecting the giants. See, these giants are going to die now. He might not have been paying attention, and the giants went ahead to attack something, and now they're going to go down. So that's it. They're down. And the Drakes were summoned again by Gorkil. Rogash uses his ability, his Rage of the North, to gain a major boost to armor and damage. But he's going to use it to retreat because his health is very low. The Avalanche was used somewhere. I didn't even notice this.
My army will come.
I wonder where it was used. And it looks like Snowbind is protecting these buildings right now. Cloud Break in use by the Men of the West player. These summoned Drakes still doing a lot of damage. Morgomir in massive trouble. He's going to need to get out of there right now. I heard Earthquake. Lots of damage done to Angmar. And now these Rangers are attacking this fortress. Could this fortress go down? I heard Bombadil. That will be, again, Men of the West. Summoning that. I like I don't have to check who's using these powers for the most part, because everybody's playing as a different faction, and of course there's only one player playing as a good faction, so anytime I see something like Tom Bombadil, I know who summoned it. Aragorn here just trying to kill these troops. He really could be attacking the fortress right now. He can tank pretty well, but it looks like it's going to go down regardless. These giants are going to finish it off. And here we go. The Angmar fortress is down. So the Western team really turned it around. The Goblin player lost the fortress, and now Angmar's fortress is down. And it looks like this Hall of the King's Men is all that's remaining up here. The Balrog is being summoned. The dragon is being summoned. And the game is over. They actually gave up after this. So Angmar was about to be finished. And that's it. It's over. So that was an interesting game. I think the replay was called something like the longest stone game ever. Yeah, it was pretty long, wasn't it? It was very interesting though. So that was on the official 2.01 patch. Stonewain Valley 4K start. Very interesting game. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be doing more casts like this for both patches. And that's basically it for this one. So this was Blue Knight. Make sure you keep following my YouTube channel to see more commentaries like this in the future.